Hey folks, Wally DM here, and today we're going to take a look at some terrain, some miniatures, and some puzzle pieces that I purchased off of Etsy. Now I got some really good prices on these, and I picked a lot of these up because I want to do some puzzle videos or run some puzzles in my game with these pieces. And of course there's also a few terrain pieces that I could use for my D&D games. Now I did order from two different Etsy stores, and the first bag or the first package of items we're going to look at is going to be from Eric, the board game modder, and the second one is going to be from McKee's Micromancy and Mirology. Now from this store I just got one item, and that's an LED portal, so we'll take a look at that at the end of this video. But let's dive in to take a look at what Eric sent me from the board game modder. Now the whole reason that I started this video and went out seeking these type of things was for these puzzle pieces here. Now these are small wooden tiles, slightly less than an inch, and the reason that I picked these up is I'm going to be running a color tile puzzle, and in fact by the time this video publishes, the color tile puzzle should already be available on my channel. So if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to watch that as soon as you're done watching this video, of course. But the puzzle itself requires 9 different wooden tiles, and I believe I ordered 10 of them just because I wanted to have one extra, and I think this gold is the extra one that I ordered just in case something was wrong or the colors didn't match my expectations. But these colors were perfect. They line up on a ChessX grid map very well. And I could probably come up with a few other uses for these, whether it be more puzzles, traps, or skill challenges. Now these wooden tiles are what led me to the Etsy store and to pick these off of Eric's site. Then I started going through all of the other items that he has to offer with the board game modder, and there's a lot of really cool game pieces and like little dollhouse miniatures that you could use in your game. So I'm just going to go through a few other things that caught my eye that could either be for terrain or for puzzle pieces, and one of those are these fuzzy little moss rocks. Now these are extremely light to hold in hand, and it does look like that they shed quite easily. So I'm going to make sure that I put these in a box to reduce the shedding of the moss there, but those are really cool, and I could definitely see using these as terrain in some future puzzle and trap videos. The next thing that caught my eye were some glow-in-the-dark pieces. Now these are quite tiny. Here is a miniature, so we'll use a miniature as a reference. We'll bring that moss rock back as well so you can see that next to the miniature there, which is going to work perfect for some Obliviacs or some type of memory moss. But I don't know why, I was just drawn to these little glow-in-the-dark pieces. So I have a couple of little glow-in-the-dark rabbits, and maybe I'll do something really cool with those at some point. There is these glow-in-the-dark mushrooms that I could see using as terrain. And in fact, I do have a glow-in-the-dark puzzle, so maybe this will all be background material for the glow-in-the-dark puzzle when I do get that video produced. There's a couple of glow-in-the-dark ducks, and then there's these little dudes, just little, I don't know, troubles with eyes, I guess. Really tiny, but again, they'll probably serve as background in the glow-in-the-dark puzzle that I have planned, but I don't know, we'll see. I think they're cool, and I'll put them in with the rest of my miniatures. So next up are a couple of terrain pieces that I was drawn to. The first being a well. Now I do have quite a few wells. I probably have 3 or 4 wells that I've used in terrain and in videos in the past, but this one drew my eye because it is color and it looks a lot nicer than the wells that I painted. So going forward in my puzzle and trap videos, if I need a well or something along those lines, this is probably the one you're going to see. This is a really cool one. Now this item here also caught my eye, and seeing it in person now, it is a little bit smaller than I was expecting. I do have some type of a regatta race puzzle that I'm thinking of, which is why I wanted to pick it up. And as you can see there, it is very tiny, but that's okay. I can probably do something with it or put it in the background as some type of design, or maybe some type of pond or some type of landscaping in a garden or something like that. But a really cool piece, both of these, the well and this little waterfall pond. I really like the way they look. The painting is good, and yeah, you'll see those in some future videos. Now it was probably at this point that I started to impulse buy on Eric's shop, and I couldn't pass up this miniature deck of cards. Now, for those of you familiar with my channel, it's actually been a while since I've had a playing card puzzle, so maybe I need to work on one of those. But I thought, how cool would it be if I do a playing card puzzle if I have a miniature set of playing cards? So there you can see these things are super tiny, but they'll be perfect for a video. And wow, the quality is really good. You could probably play an actual game with these. So yeah, now I have this miniature deck of cards to add to my D&D miniature collection. Now, as I continued to browse the Etsy store, I did come across these, and this was just a clearance section of random odd dice. So the first ones we're going to notice are 6 different letter cubes, and these are a little bit bigger than your normal 6-sided die. So we can have a 6-sided die, you can see there, and just the difference, these are a little bit bigger. But these would make really cool random generators for maybe like a name for an NPC, some type of a deity, or maybe even a passcode. But of course, we can only have 6 letters at a time, so it can't be too long of a name. And then packaged with those odd dice, I am not sure what these are. If you know what these are, be sure to leave a comment below. But these, to me, look like some really old Rory Story cubes. We've got all kinds of different pictures here, like this one has a sock and a cup of coffee, a crab, an igloo. This one has a snake, a boat, a jack-o'-lantern, and there's 6 of these. So is that underwear? I think that's underwear. I'm thinking that these are an earlier form of Rory Story cubes, and you know that I like to create traps out of Rory Story cubes, so these are definitely a welcome addition to my dice collection. I always like picking up weird random dice, and these look to be like they're classics, and they're in super good condition. So the next thing I threw in my shopping cart are these timers, and just looking at them, I'm not sure how long they are. I think maybe one was 60 seconds, one was 90 seconds. And again, I don't recall. I'll have to look at my order form, but anytime I can pick up some timers, I always do that. I use a lot of these, especially for puzzles or to see when a random monster is going to appear and things like that when I'm running a game. It's always cool to put out a timer and watch the players just stare at it and wonder what's going to happen when the time runs out. Now, one of the timers that I did order wasn't available, and Eric was kind enough to throw in a few extras because that is all that I ordered. And so these other ones are a few surprises for me. So first up, we have these miniature dollhouse looking items. This looks to be some type of a boat, and let's put our figure next to it. So it's a little bit small for D&D, but that's still a cool prop piece that I could have in the background. And here's a couple more neat things. Here we have some type of log, and this is going to be the perfect size. You're going to probably see this in a lot of my videos. I really like this. This is solid, and it's got some really good color, and I can definitely see having that in the background of some future videos. And in fact, maybe we'll put this moss rock next to it. So there we go. And the third piece that Eric put in here is this tree stump. And again, now that we have this rabbit, I'm going to put this rabbit on top of the tree stump, and we have a wolf in sheep's clothing, which is really ironic because I actually have a pewter or metal miniature version of this. This is a wolf in sheep's clothing, which is a monster that has a dead rabbit on top of a tree stump that lures you in, making you think that it's really cute and cuddly when it's actually not. So to see this tree stump, the glow-in-the-dark rabbit, next to the actual pewter miniature that I bought for the wolf in sheep's clothing, that is uncanny. That is one hell of a coincidence. The fact that I would get these 2 pieces here and they would be so similar to what we have here. Really cool. And then the last 2 items are a couple more random dice, and Eric threw these in as well, and I do love random dice. So the first one that we have is a 6-sided die inside of a 6-sided die, and the way that you use that is you roll it, and we have a 6 and a 3. Roll it again, we have a 5 and a 2. So you're just using the dice, whatever comes on top and whatever is below. So a really cool die to have. And the other one is this 3-sided skull die. So we have a skull on 3 sides and then 3 blank sides. We could even use this for like death saving throws. And if we roll a skull, that's a failed save. And if we roll an empty, then that is a successful save. Or something along those lines. Leave a comment below, how would you use this 3-sided skull die? So those are the items that I received from the Board Game Modder, and again, a big shout out to Eric for great communication and a lot of really cool stuff on his Etsy store. Let me know which of these items inspires you for D&D miniatures, maybe a terrain scene, or some type of puzzle or trap ideas. And if you want to check out his Etsy store, I'll put a link in the description below. Now the next item that we have is from McKee's Micromancies and Morology, and this is broken down into 4 different pieces. We have the archway, and this archway is really cool. It's got some runes on the front side, if you can see those. That's some really cool detail in the runes. The next piece is the part that's going to glow, and I believe that there were a bunch of different colors to choose from, and I chose green as far as the portal's concerned. And I do have some ideas for a puzzle video, and in fact, just about any type of portal that I put in a puzzle video, I'll probably be using this because it's going to be really cool and it's going to light up. So we put those 2 pieces in there, and then we have a battery, and this battery is magnetic and it's going to go in the base here. Now to activate this, we just give the base a turn, and this is funny because I thought I was having a few issues keeping this lit, but it's actually a pulsating light for our portal. So shame on me for thinking it wasn't working correctly, because it's actually working very, very well. So there's our portal, and I will set a figure next to it, maybe even a glow-in-the-dark rabbit and a mushroom, and let's turn the lights out and see what this looks like. So there you go, a flashing portal. That is really neat. Very cool idea. So you'll probably be seeing this on future puzzle and trap videos when I need a portal in the background. So those are the miniatures, dice, terrain, and the puzzle pieces that I picked up on Etsy. I set out just to get a few colored blocks for a puzzle video, and I ended up picking up a whole lot of stuff. Be sure to leave a comment below which of these pieces inspire you for your next encounter or for a puzzle or a trap idea. And if you want to check out these Etsy stores, I'll put links in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.